Yo, what's good? On this video, we reacting to Yes, One Punch Man Beats Goku by MaStar Media. Look, y'all. This video, I'm always seeing people in the comments requesting, yo, react to MaStar Media's explanation on why Saitama beats Goku. I've seen this so many times, so look, I'm giving it to you guys. We finally reacting to this. So, I mean, I already know this is definitely just going to be a bunch of BS. Obviously, you guys know I'm very adamant on Goku beating Saitama. Low difficulty, base Goku too. If you want to bring Z Goku into it, there are some versions of Goku that definitely, I wouldn't say beat him, but they could put up a very good fight. But then there are some that can't beat him, low difficulty too. Let's just get into the video. I'm kind of rambling.
The eternal question that fans have been asking themselves ever since Saitama was basically introduced. We started to see this new baldy character come in with incredible feats, and so fans have been questioning for the past 5 years or so, would Saitama beat Goku? Arguments have been mixed from both sides, as power scalers use math and feats to try to figure out if Saitama
power scaling and feats. Obviously, Saitama is not touching Goku.
Capable of beating Goku. After all we had really seen from Saitama was him jumping from the moon down to Earth, cracking the moon's crust, and parting the entire clouds of the planet with a serious punch. Meanwhile, early characters in Dragon Ball Z were already
they was destroying planets.
So it didn't seem like in terms of raw power, Saitama really had any chance to go up against Goku, but...
So, chill, yo, this angle's crazy. I said this angle, that's not even an angle. They just got his whole butt hanging in the air. Hold on, chill, hold on. I had to get that out of there. Okay, what was I about to say? Damn, Naruto making me lose my train of thought. You thick as hell. Pause, chill. Hold on, what was I about to say? I'm gonna just play the video until I can remember what I'm saying. Alright, yeah. I'm kind of confused where he's about to go with this, because I feel like he seems pretty knowledgeable so far. I mean, he's not saying anything wrong. Let's just get into this.
As we saw Saitama fight against God Garo in space, we saw Saitama's power grow exponentially to the point where only a sneeze of his blew off the entire crust of Jupiter, which is 1,300 times the size of Earth. A single sneeze blowing up about 1,300 Earths. And this was due to his insane power scaling growth in his battle with God Garo. He reached a level that nobody had ever seen before. And for comparison, we saw that a single sneeze from Beerus also destroyed a planet. Does that mean that Saitama is on Beerus's level? Maybe so, maybe not. We still haven't truly seen Saitama's full power and capabilities, as he's never gone up against an opponent that actually poses a threat to him. God Garo being the closest thing to that we've ever.
What do you mean, bro? Like, he couldn't one-tap, bro. They was really throwing hands. They were throwing hands. He was getting stronger. He was not strong enough. Cosmic Garo, bro. He was not strong enough to beat him. His power level was literally rising so he could start bodying him. Come on now. Be smart.
Forgotten. And
he was giving him a challenge. He could not one-tap him.
Was kind enough to give us a power scaling graph in the One Punch Man manga during this battle, and it showed us that if Saitama fought any opponent stronger than him or equal, Saitama has this absolutely absurd growth potential where his power continues to scale exponentially. So, like many fan animators, including myself, as we've created fan animations of Saitama vs. Goku, we see that Saitama pretty much starts off fighting Goku. Goku goes through his forms, getting a slight advantage each time, but as Saitama unlocks more of his power, it forces Goku to go through higher and higher levels of his forms. And I would say that this is extremely accurate. We're going to go through all of the proof, facts, and information to decide who is the victor and why, coming up right after this. Today's sponsor is Bloodline, Heroes of Lithas, an RPG where you collect champions as you journey. Well, quite simply, Saitama is invincible, and even further, Goku would never do that.
Hold on. Whoa, you're going crazy. Chill, you're going crazy. Hold on. Let's go back a little bit.
As you get in game. Now you might be asking yourself, why couldn't Goku just go into his highest form, turn into Ultra Instinct, and just nuke Saitama in one blast before Saitama has the ability to grow any stronger? Well, quite simply, Saitama is invincible, and even...
Bro says Saitama's invincible. I'm gonna just let
Further,
it play.
Goku would never do that. We have to take into account Goku's personality, and he always starts off slow, warming up before going into his highest level. He loves the thrill of slowly progressing fights, and thus he's going to play directly into Saitama's trap. He's going to slowly progress through forms, allowing Saitama to exceed him exponentially in power, forcing Goku to jump ahead once again by transforming to his next highest state, to which Saitama would simply outgrow that one again. Goku would eventually run out of forms, and Saitama's power would grow far beyond Goku. We've never seen.
Alright, well, for the simple. Alright, first off, Saitama's not invincible. Let's just get that out the way. He's not invincible. And, alright, so you're trying to use him growing as he fights exponentially. First off, it's not linear. You can't quantify how much he's truly growing in these fights. And if you want to use that as an argument as to why, so basically he's saying that Goku's stronger, but Saitama's just gonna go stronger. Do you not know how Saiyans work? Did you not watch the Tournament of Power? If you want to use that argument, the same could be said about Goku. Goku will just keep getting stronger, and then, you feel me? If you want to say, oh, then it will just be a stalemate then, because you can't quantify how strong either of them are getting. They just both get increasingly stronger as they fight their opponents. Like, come on.
Seen him in the history of One Punch Man take a single point of damage. It was questionable in the battle with Garo.
He's invincible, man. He's invincible, guys. He cannot do any damage. No damage could be dealt to him. He's invincible, guys. Look at all of this blood. He's invincible.
We got panels of Saitama appearing to spit out blood, but as we saw in later chapters, he had taken 0 damage. God Garo, a character.
He was spitting out blood, but then there's 0 damage. That just means, like, you could just say, like, it's a regeneration factor or something. Like, that doesn't even make sense. Listen to what you just said. The same thing happens with Goku, Vegeta. They take mad damage and then they're just chilling after. Doesn't mean they're invincible. It just means they healed. Come on.
Who could use all of the powers of the universe, including supernova power with his gamma ray burst attack, who also copied Saitama's serious mode, still could not inflict a single point of damage on Saitama, even with his most powerful attacks. And this is important because if we were basing the battle of Goku vs Saitama on his Season 1 power scaling, it would perhaps be a stalemate where Goku simply couldn't hurt Saitama and Saitama simply couldn't hurt Goku.
What? Bro, this is a no limits fallacy. Even if you want to say that Garo couldn't deal any damage to him, what does that mean? It just means Garo wasn't strong enough to deal damage to him. He's saying because the opponents he's fought could not do any damage to him, that means nobody could. That's a no limits fallacy. Come on. That doesn't mean he's invincible. That just means there hasn't been anybody strong enough to damage him yet. Like, what are we doing here?
But with these recent chapters and the power scaling graph that Murata provided, we can see that no matter who Saitama faces, no matter how omnipotent of a being it is, Saitama's power will grow so exponentially that eventually he will start to one-shot that person. So before we get into any of the other evidence,
bro, my keyboard's tripping, bro. I'm about to get pissed. Chill. Yeah.
No matter how omnipotent of a being it is, Saitama's power will grow so exponentially.
When was that stated? He's saying, hold on, like, let me just, I'm gonna play it back just so you guys can hear
recent
word for word
chapters
what he
and
says.
The power scaling graph that Murata provided, we can see that no matter who Saitama faces, no matter how omnipotent.
Where was that stated? No matter how where was that stated? Look, now he's just chatting. He's just chatting now. When was that stated?
Saitama's power will grow.
It just says that his abilities were rising exponentially. It didn't say, oh, an omnipotent god could face Saitama and flick him in the nose, and then Saitama's power will immediately grow to the power of this god. No, when was that stated? It just said his abilities were exponentially rising, and you cannot quantify how much they were rising by. So this is nothing. You're not showing anything here. You better come up with something else.
That eventually he will start to one-shot that person. So before we get into any of the other evidence, proof, and techniques,
hurry up and get into this because you're not saying anything right now. You're not saying anything.
Outgrow Goku. But there's even more than that. We also saw that Saitama was able to learn time travel. In the rare scenario that it was somehow possible that Saitama could not beat Ultra Instinct Goku, he could travel back in time and just simply wipe out.
This is just already proven. First off, I'ma just we just gonna get this straight. Obviously, if you watch Dragon Ball Super, you already know how time works. You kill Goku as a kid, you're just creating another timeline where, you know, Goku doesn't exist. But then in the other timeline, he's still gonna exist. Cause as you guys know, Beerus tried to Hakai Zamasu, which he did. So he erased him from one timeline, but he still existed in another timeline. You feel me? It's simple. Just pay attention to the show.
Goku with ease. And you might be asking yourself, couldn't Goku just grab onto Saitama, instant transmission him out somewhere in space, and then transport back to Earth, leaving Saitama to die out in the cold of space? Well, for one, Saitama doesn't need to breathe, as we saw from not only the moon of Earth, but also the moon of Jupiter. Saitama doesn't need air. He does not need to breathe, and we've seen Goku fight out in the atmosphere, Saiyans seemingly having a ability to fight in the atmosphere without much detriment to their overall stamina, but not in the cold of space. Saitama can just simply serious fart his way back to Earth. There was even an interview where Murata was asked, what would have happened if Boros kicked Saitama into the moon, but there was no moon there? Would he have just flown out into space and simply died? To which Murata replied, oh, I bet he would have just serious farted his way back. And that's exactly what happened as Garo tried to leave Saitama out in the cold of space. He farted his way back to Earth, following Garo through his hyperspace gate. But even more than that, Saitama simply could have braced himself on any planet and just jumped back to Earth. Now, what about Goku's martial arts? We know that Saitama doesn't really have much martial arts technique as it is. Garo even mentioning that in their battle and slightly taking advantage of the fight for a brief moment by simply outmaneuvering Saitama. This would only give Goku a brief advantage as Saitama's power scaling is exponential and infinite. Eventually, Saitama would get too strong and fast that Goku's martial arts would become completely inconsequential. He would no longer be able to dodge or deflect Saitama's
One Punch Man fans. This is the explanation that you guys thought was gonna change my mind. This guy's just chatting. He's the definition of chatting right now. What is he saying? What is he talking about?
And Saitama's punches would start just completely.
He has not made one single valid point in this entire video. Not a single valid point. That is crazy.
Shattering Goku's guard. Insane. Even further than that, we've seen that Saitama can copy.
Is he gonna say this is a joke at the video?
Potentially even being able to copy Ultra Instinct. He simply looked at Garo's ultimate martial arts, which wasn't even perfected with the power of God, and was able to copy it, giving him time travel. Saitama does not obey the laws of physics or reality. We've even seen him punch his way into another dimension. So if Goku is trying to escape into...
Also, if you guys want to say that, oh yeah, if you want to use scaling, you know, you want to say, oh yeah, because Saitama could time travel, he's immeasurable speed. Obviously, he just said he copied an ability that granted him time travel, which means he's using an ability, not raw speed. For me, so he's not immeasurable
to the room of spirit and time, or heaven, or hell, or some other alternate Dragon Ball dimension. Potentially, Saitama could just punch his way into it and chase Goku down. Quite a scary thought. And let's not forget Saitama's durability. He was able to withstand the strongest explosion in the entire universe, and he also did not feel the effects of cosmic radiation around him. He is literally invincible, and meanwhile, Goku...
Don't do this. Are you serious? Are you serious? Because he wasn't on guard. This is common knowledge. Now, everything you said is out the window. You're just a biased One Punch Man fan. You're biased. You're biased. It's literally like we already noticed. So, the reason these Dragon Ball characters have such high durability is because they're using the key coding. It's the key. So if he's off guard, when he's off guard, he gets hurt by lasers, bullets. But obviously, if he's on guard and he's like protecting himself with his key, he's not gonna be hurt by a bullet. Are you serious? What are we doing, bro?
Who has pretty low durability. Goku would start the fight in his base form, and he would take one singular punch to the face from Saitama, and it would completely wreck his... And Goku would let him do it.
Before I pause, my fault for the cut. For me, y'all heard the knock or whatever. Well, let's just get back
to just to gauge his power. We've seen Goku say that before in the anime. Additionally, we know that Goku, if his guard is down, can take critical damage from just a low-level attack.
So if you notice, why are you trying to use him getting hurt by a bullet as a valid point? What are you talking about? If he
wasn't expecting Saitama to appear, Saitama simply could just punch through Goku's chest. Now, what about...
He's not fast enough to do that. He's not fast enough to do that. Because if we're saying that he's off guard, you feel me? that means Saitama would not have enough time to, you know, hold on, let me really gather my thoughts, alright, because I don't want to just like, I don't know. Alright, I'm going to rephrase what I said, okay. So, if Goku and Saitama are fighting, Goku is going to be on guard no matter what, okay? So, essentially what I'm saying is that if Saitama somehow sneaks attacks him, that means the fight did not start yet. If he catches Goku off guard, the fight did not start yet. So if you want to use that as some type of way for Saitama to beat him, if the fight didn't start and Goku's already this much above Saitama, he's not going to be fast enough to even catch him off guard or strong enough to do any damage to him. Because you already said yourself, Goku's stronger than Saitama. But he's trying to argue that Saitama will just catch up to Goku or just surpass Goku during the fight.
About Goku's ultimate technique, the Genki Dama. Well, Saitama's a good guy. The Genki Dama does more damage the more evil you are, and
he doesn't need to use the Spirit Bomb against Saitama. Realistically, Goku would have to hold back to not end the fight immediately. He's getting one tap.
It doesn't matter how big that Genki Dama is, it's simply not going to hurt Saitama. He's invincible, and he's limitless. Goku has low durability and a limited amount of power. Even if Goku brought a
limited amount of power. Alright, first off, I could argue Goku having infinite speed and infinite strength. Alright, so in terms of scaling, some people may understand what I'm going to say, some people may not understand what I say, but Goku could be scaled anywhere from like low multi to complex multi with infinite speed. And during the Tournament of Power, he also shook the World of Void, which has been stated as world with infinite nothingness. He shook infinite nothingness. To shake something that's infinite, theoretically you would need infinite power. So from what we've seen from Saitama, you could just argue if Goku has infinite speed and infinite power, how can he surpass infinite if it hasn't been stated that he could? You can't surpass infinite. You feel what I'm saying?
Bag of 1,000 Senzu beans and continually ate them during the fight, achieving new forms throughout. Eventually,
what
he would
is
run
this
out
guy
of Senzu
saying?
beans. Well, Saitama doesn't
Is
need
this a joke?
Senzus, doesn't need
This video can't be real. This has to be a joke, right? This is a joke video, right?
Stamina, and just continually forever grows stronger and stronger. And he doesn't even grow stronger at a Dragon Ball level scale. He grows exponentially stronger, which means that even if during this battle
more and more rapidly. Exponentially, you could say the same thing for Dragon Ball characters. Exponentially is not some type of crazy word that's saying, oh yeah, he grows infinitely. He grows so, no. It's just exponential. He just grows rapidly. Bro, this is a joke video,
Goku
right?
achieved a
This
new form
is a
beyond
joke video,
Ultra
right?
Instinct. It simply wouldn't match up with Saitama's growth potential. And I think that's the biggest argument in favor of Saitama.
If that's the biggest argument, then Saitama loses.
The most recent chapters, we didn't really know that Saitama had this insane growth potential, but now that we do, now that we've seen the power scaling chart and his limitlessness, it's very clear that there's no way Goku could beat him. It may have been questionable before, it may have been a stalemate before, but with the most recent
information... No, it was never a stalemate. Yo!
Saitama wins,
I'm getting
and pretty
so,
easily.
Yo,
now, there's one more thing I want to mention, and that's the clash of two serious punches wiping out a void of space, and if we compare that to Goku clashing with Beerus and potentially destroying the entire universe, it doesn't really seem that equal yet. It might seem in this case that Goku's power in his highest form is multi-universal level, where Saitama definitely, he can't even cross into other universes that we don't think. And I don't think there's any argument there that if Goku in his current state of Dragon Ball Super in the manga fights against Saitama, in the beginning he will be way stronger than Saitama, including this growth potential, this limitless ability to grow stronger than your opponents and skyrocket.
Where does it say it's limitless? I keep hearing limitless thrown around. There's not once ever been a statement saying that he's limitlessly growing. Where does it say this? His abilities were exponentially rising. Okay? Where is it stating that there's no limit to this growth?
rocket far beyond them, the only other situation that could really happen is mutually assured destruction. To sum it up, Saitama's invincible and he has infinite growth potential. Eventually Goku would just run out of stamina, Saitama would be way too stronger than him, and Goku would lose. Either that or they just clash and destroy the entire universe.
No, if you want to say that, no. If they clash, Goku's stronger, so he's gonna lose. For a clash to happen and for the universe to be destroyed, I mean, I guess theoretically it could happen if Goku is just outputting all of his strength. Because for the universe to actually be destroyed, somebody has to be stronger. Because if they're just both attacking each other with the same amount of power, just like you saw in Dragon Ball, Goku was he was trying his hardest to match Beerus's energy, so all of it would just get nullified and the universe wouldn't be destroyed. Obviously, one person would have to be stronger than the other for them to, you feel me, just destroy the whole universe. So, Goku's smart and he's not going to let that happen. You know, they're fighting in character here. So he's going to match a punch that's not going to, you know, cause as much destruction if we're talking about them fighting in character.
I'm Master. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Looking forward to your angry comment, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
Okay, hold on. Let me go through the comments. What are people saying? Parody character. So I'm not really seeing people disagree with him. Okay, so basically, for anybody, let me just search up the no limits fallacy, just so it's easier for it to be explained here than for it to for me to explain it. Okay, matter of fact, let me just go over here. No limits fallacy. This is when someone states that because something has not demonstrated any limits, then it has none. This is what MaStar Media did the entire video. Just this entire video is a no limits fallacy, y'all. He's basically saying since Saitama, because it's not been stated. Somebody showed me a statement that has been stated Saitama is invincible. That has never been stated, okay? Never. He's basically saying because nobody has ever damaged Saitama, that he's invincible. No limits fallacy. What else did he say? Because his he basically was saying that because his power was rising exponentially against Garo, that it could just rise to levels never seen before. No limits fallacy. What are we doing? Look, y'all, we just gonna end this video here, man. I feel like I did a good job of debunking everything that he was said. You feel me? If you got a disagreement, let me go in the comments. We can have a nice argument. Like, let's all be civil. You feel me? Just not even argue. Like, let's just have a discussion. Like, let's just discuss it. Like, none of this toxicity, none of that. Let's just have a discussion, man. Hope y'all enjoyed the video, though. If you got any other requests for stuff you want me to react to, just drop that down in the comments. Leave a like on the video, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And we off.